Hello everyone, and welcome to the UK Minifigure Collectors YouTube channel, the only channel that focuses primarily on minifigures. So today I've got something of a hidden gem. This is a small line that came out of America and is not widely known about, especially in the UK. The line we're going to focus on now is the Unofficial Weird Ball Flyweight Wrestlers, and they were released by the Mel Appel company. Now interestingly, the Weird Ball brand actually launched in 1986. So it actually predated Madballs by 2 years, which is kind of something I didn't actually know until I was doing my research. Now the Weird Ball brand actually stretched across multiple areas. You had trading cards, you had larger figures, you had balls, you had minifigures, and then you also had the collectums, which is another video entirely in the future. Now back to the actual flyweight wrestlers. They actually came in 10 packs, and the first of which was a flesh pack. The second of which was a colour pack. Now it is worth noting there is actually only 6 sculpts, and luckily there's a little checklist on the back of the card. Now the last piece of information before I actually start showing the figures is the colours. They only come in 5 colours, so you've got flesh, red, black, green and purple. So to get a master set you're looking at about 30 sculpts. Now if I bring in the very first figure, this one's known as Dr. Shrinkhead. You can see straight away that ball design for the head. But I love these eyes and these giant lips and these pock marks all over his body, and I'm just thinking of squeezing like squeezing spots and pus coming flying out everywhere. But you can see it literally covers the figure all around the back of his legs and everything. Now just see if I can make out this actual detail. It's 1986 TMAC, so it's the Mel Appel company. Yeah, you can see these sort of pock marks. They're really cool. I really do like the sculpt of this figure. Like, considering its age, like the detail that's gone into this is fantastic. Now the second figure is actually called Rock Slime. This one's like a black colour, and you can see it looks a little bit like Beastman, I suppose. Again, carrying that belt as well. A lovely detail around the legs here. But yeah, the facial expression reminds me of Beastman. And again, that same marking on the back. But it's a lovely sculpted figure. I must say as well, these are actually the same size as muscle figures, so they're very often found in muscle lots over in America. So next up is Brain Ball. And you can see straight away this ball-shaped head with these giant lumps on the back of it. He looks like half his body's been sewn up as well, which is a really cool little feature on it. But it reminds me of some kind of aquatic type, big-lipped sort of thing. I really do like the sculpting on these. A little bit of a closer look at these actual giant lumps on the back of the head. It just looks like rotten, really, really rotten. They really have found that sort of gross market on these. Let's pop him down. Next up is Sewer Face. It's a bit hard to see on this one because of the red colour, but you can see again these pock marks around his shoulders, but it's very sort of squashed face, but everything is just overly large on his face, his eyes, his nose and his mouth as well. Again, it really fits that sort of gross culture really, really well. And again, these giant lumps on the back of his head, not as bad as the last one. These ones are actually bigger lumps. Really cool figure there. And next up is Spitball Louie. Now this guy only has one giant eye. It looks like the other one's probably been stitched up, but he has this huge cheesy grin going right across his face. It's so cool. And this giant nose again. You can see like where half his face is missing, it's been sort of stitched up. It's a really cool figure. I love the little stances as well. They're very sort of basic sort of stances, but like there's no problem with sort of tipping over with these figures at all. And the last figure is Warthog Bundy. Now the detail that's gone into this is really cool. He really does look like a warthog. And I love the way he's got the name Wart sort of sprawled across his chest here. His mouth looks like it's actually been stitched up as well. and I believe it's his left eye, looks like it's been stitched up too. They've used a lot of the same features like across, but they really do stand out as their own figures. They're really, really nice. I really do like these figures. Sadly, mine's a little worse for wear, which I will replace in time. I really do think these are cool. Like I say, there's only 6 sculpts, so it's a really easy line to collect as well. It's just finding the right colours that's a problem. And what I'd like to do is, if we get on with the show reel. One thing that actually intrigues me about this line is there's only 6 sculpts. Now the fact they did a card pack that had 48 cards suggests they could have done a lot more. I mean, they were split across different series. I believe some were in the Collectums and things like that. But it just says to me that they could have done a lot more figures. But I have found that they did actually do a wrestling ring, but there's not many pictures online. And the only picture I can find is from littleweirdos.net, who, like, all credit for having this picture on their site. But it's the only one I can actually find of the actual wrestling ring. For me personally, that suggests that there was actually plans to expand the line, and I really wish they'd done it. I mean, the 6 figures are so cool. They're some of my favourite actual minifigures, but they were competing against MUSCLEs, remember? And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to catch you all again next time.